Okay, so we're going to do pelvic clock exercise now. So starting off in your neutral position and imagining that you've got a clock on the base of your spine, 12 o'clock being at your belly button and 6 o'clock at your coccyx bone. And we want to rock back and forth between the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock. So tucking the pelvis in to 12 o'clock and then making a little pelvic arch, so reaching that tailbone out between the heels and allowing the lower back to lift off the mat. So we're going to breathe, and as we move, and we're taking an inhale to curl tailbone in and an exhale to reach it out and away. And as you're moving, just imagining that it's really just the bones in the pelvis that are shifting forward and back. And they're connected at the back to the sacrum, so we're going to get some movement there as well. Gently elongating the lower back as you press into 12 o'clock, and then releasing the front of the hips as you reach out to your 6 o'clock. So it's a fairly subtle movement, just rocking forward and back between those 2 points. As you roll into your 12 o'clock, you gently press the lower back into the mat, and as you reach to 6 o'clock, it comes away. So we're going to do a couple more. Breathing in as you go to 12 o'clock, breathing out as you go to 6 o'clock. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out to reach away. And we're coming back to 12 o'clock, and from here we're rolling around the clock. So we're transferring the weight over to the side of the hip. So we're going over to the left side of the hip first, then swing it down and around to your 6 o'clock, over to the right and back up. And we're circling around and down and over and up. So you're transferring the weight over to the right hip, then down and around to the tailbone, over to the other hip and back up to your 12 o'clock. And you should feel a gentle massage on the outer edge of your sacrum as you roll around in this pelvic clock. Then we're going to reverse the direction. So we go around to the right, down to the tailbone, over to the left side and back up to the belly button. So we're rolling around the edges of that sacrum. And you should feel that the front of your hips start to free up a little bit. You're releasing the tension there. You're releasing the tension in your lower back. And you should start to feel the deep abdominals kicking in a little bit here, especially when you're coming around to your 12 o'clock. So we'll take one more in this direction, and then we're going to find our way back to 12 o'clock. And we're going to rock between 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock again. And as we rock, we're starting to make the positions a little smaller, so the rocking becomes a little smaller in each direction, until you find that midpoint between the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock where the clock hands meet, and you want to find that position and just hold it. So when you're in your neutral position, you should feel a little bit of a gap under your lower back, as long as it's comfortable for you. If you need to adjust the position at all to make it more comfortable, you can, but you want to be as neutral as possible. So from here we're going to breathe, and we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, relaxing the jaw, neck, chest and shoulders. When we breathe in, we're sending the breath deep into the lungs, and as we exhale, we're engaging the abdominal muscles. We particularly want to think about the deepest abdominal muscle that wraps right around the lower torso there. We can use the image of a corset. So as you inhale, you're expanding the corset. As you exhale, you're drawing the corset in, so the belly pulls in and back towards the spine and the chest relaxes. And we take another deep breath in, filling up the lungs, expanding that corset. Exhale, tie it up at the front and draw the belly in. Just making sure as you're breathing that you're not changing the position of your pelvis in any way. It's staying neutral. As you exhale the next time, you can start to feel your pelvic floor muscles engage. So just a gentle engagement of the pelvic floor, a little lift, and then release as you inhale. As you exhale, pelvic floor, and draw the belly in. So those muscles work in conjunction with each other to stabilise your pelvis. And we're going to take 2 more breaths. Deep breath in, fill up the lungs, exhale, draw the belly in. Last time, take a nice deep breath in and exhale.